Good morning everyone. Today we will discuss about the new topic nanomaterials. It is the topic in the industrial chemistry paper number 16 unit number 5th. Okay. Unit 5 nanomaterials. Point involves in the topic introduction, terminology and history, optical properties of nanomaterials, semiconducting nanomaterials, metallic nanoparticles, characterization and fabrication, characterization methods, scanning electron microscopy, transmission electron microscopy, top down, bottom up fabrication, colloidal route, sol gel method, chemical reduction method, electrochemical method, applications of nanomaterials. Histological background. Nobel Prize winner Richard Feynman said in 1959 in conference, "The principle of physics, as far as I can see, do not speak against the possibility of maneuvering this atom by atom." Then the word nanotechnology was first used by Norio Taniguchi in 1974 to refer to precise and accurate tolerance required for machining and finishing of materials. In 1981, Drexler described a new bottom-up technique instead of top-down. The term nano derives from the Greek word for dwarf. A nanometer nm is a billionth of meter or 10 raised to minus 9 meter. Then the scale of thing, nanometers and more. Two types of nanometers are there, natural and man-made, like ant and head of the pin. Okay. Then what are the nanomaterials? What are the nanomaterials? The materials having at least one dimension in nanometric scale are called as nanomaterials. Nanotechnology is the understanding and control of matter at dimension of roughly 1 to 100 nanometers, where unique phenomenon enable novel applications. Encompassing nanoscale science, engineering and technology. Nanotechnology involves imaging, measuring, modeling and manipulating matter at this length scale. The term is really an umbrella term that covers disciplines that have very old historic roots. Then particles having size in the range of 1 to 100 nanometer are termed as nanoparticles, and the application of nano-sized particles is called nanotechnology. Okay, nanotechnology, it is the nothing but the study of particle size having range 1 to 100 nanometer. In that picture we can see particle size 10 centimeter surface 1 mm surface 100, 11 mm surface 100,000, 1 nm 100,000,000. Okay. Then next, what is so special about nanotechnology? That is specialization of nanotechnology. Special thing about the nanotechnology: first, it is an incredibly broad interdisciplinary field, or it is the very vast or large field. It requires expertise in physics, chemistry, material science, biology, mechanical and electrical, engineering, medicine and their collective knowledge. In our Shivaji University, there is special branch nanotechnology. Okay, nanotechnology, it is the special branch for study like chemistry, physics, mathematics. Nanotechnology also a separate branch. Okay, very innovative and interesting branch is there. The boundary between atom and molecule and the micro world. What is so special about nanotechnology? First, it is an incredibly broad, very vast field. It requires expertise in physics, chemistry, material science, biology, mechanical and electrical engineering, medicine, and their collective knowledge. The boundary between atom and molecules and macro world. What is special in nanomaterials? At the nanoscale, the physical, chemical, and biological properties of materials differ in fundamental and valuable ways from the properties of individual atoms and molecules or bulk matter. With the reduction in size, the surface area of material and surface energy increase tremendously. Okay, size in centimeter 0.71, total surface area 3.6, surface energy 7.2 into 10 raised to minus 5. What you say, with the reduction in size, the surface area of material and surface energy increases. Energy and the surface area of material increases with reduced in size. 0.1, 28 surface total surface area, 5.6 into 10 raised to minus 4, surface energy 0.01, 280, 5.6 into 10 raised to minus 3. Then 0.001, 2.8 into 10 raised to 3, 5.6 into 10 raised to minus 2. Here 10 raised to minus 4, 1 micrometer, 2.8 into 10 raised to 4, 0.56. 10 raised to minus 7, 1 nanometer, 2.8 into 10 raised to minus 7, 560. Types of nanostructures. Okay, in that picture we can see the types of nanostructures. Zero dimensional clusters, one dimensional nanotubes, fibers and rods. Films and cones, these are the two dimensional. Polycrystals, three dimensionals. Then approaches to nanomaterial synthesis. There are two approaches. In next lecture we will discuss about that approaches in brief. Which two approaches? Top down approach and bottom up approach. A first top down approach, generally a bulk material is taken and machined and modified to obtain required size and shape. The example of this approach is the production of integrated circuits by etching or lithography. Okay, example, it is the lithography. Then for nanomaterial synthesis, ball milling is used. Microcrystalline structure are broken down into nanocrystalline structure. In that image or picture we can see that crystalline structures which macrocrystalline are broken into nanocrystalline. Okay. Then second approach, bottom up approach. It is used to build from basic materials, for example assembling materials from atom or molecule. The commonly used methods include sol gel, hydrothermal, physical and chemical vaporization, epitaxial growth. Top down versus bottom up. Bulk metal, powder forms nanocrystals. Then atoms to form clusters, it forms the nanocrystals or the nanomaterials. Then next, nanomaterials in nature. There are two kinds of nanomaterials, natural and man-made or the artificial. Now this is the materials in nature, natural nanomaterials. Nature is the best manufacturer of nanomaterials and nanostructure. By natural, nanomaterial means the material that belong to natural world, plant, animals and minerals without human modified or processing. Due to their structure, they have remarkable properties because of their inherent nanostructures. Okay. Example, butterflies have different colors. These are the example of natural nanomaterials. Then mimicking butterflies colors. Okay. Then second example, it is the antibacterial properties of cicada wings. Cicada, it is the insect. Their wings contains lot of nanoparticles having antibacterial properties. You can see that in that images, nanocytes. Okay, mimicking antibacterial properties of cicada wings. Then third example, it is the lotus leaf, self-cleaning effect. Lotus leaf is not wet, it is always dry in dry condition in water because of nanoparticles contains on the surface of that. Heliacal roughness structural, in that image we can see that 2 micrometer and 10 micrometers that nanostructure. Okay. Geophyte, heliacal structure of geophyte contains lots of nanoparticles. Because of that, they stick on the wall. Okay. Then next, nanomaterials in arts and cultural heritage. Stained glass windows made of a composite of glass and nano-sized metal particles. The ruby rod glasses often seen are mixture of glass with a ultra-fine nano-sized gold powder. Okay, stained glass windows. Nanomaterials are used in the stained glass windows made up of a composite of glass and nano-sized metal particles. Their ruby red glasses often seen are a mixture of glass with a ultra-fine nano-sized gold powder. The next, nanomaterials in art and cultural heritage. They lycurgoscope dating from the 5th century, illuminated from the inside, illuminated from the outside. Okay, due to the presence of nanosized particles of silver 62.2%, gold 31.2%, and copper 2.6%, up to 100 nanometer in size, that were embedded in the glass. Light absorption and scattering by these nanoparticles determine the different colors. Light absorptions and the scattering by these nanoparticles determine the different colors. Okay. Then next, applications of nanoparticles. In that topic we will discuss the latter. We will discuss the next lecture in detail about that application of nanomaterials. Today in shortly we will discuss about the applications. Okay. First, paints. Incorporating nanoparticles in paints could improve their performance. It can impart various functional properties like self-cleaning. Okay, paints. Incorporating nanoparticles in paints could improve their performance. It can improve various functional properties like self-cleaning. Then sunscreen and cosmetics. Mostly sunscreen contains titanium oxide. Okay. The traditional chemical UV protection approach suffers from its poor long-term stability. Nano-sized titanium dioxide and zinc oxide are currently used in some sunscreen as they absorb, reflect ultraviolet rays in such sunscreen lotions and many cosmetics. For the protection from UV rays, nano-sized titanium dioxide and zinc oxide are used. Okay, nano-sized titanium dioxide and zinc oxide are currently used in some sunscreens as they absorb and reflect ultraviolet rays. transparent to visible light and so are more appealing to the customer. Nano-sized iron oxide is present in some lipstick as a pigment. Then influent treatment. Nanophotosynthesis are much more efficient than micro and macro photosynthesis. Macro photo catalysts. They degrade the toxic colorants and other organic species. Then sensor for gases. Sensors employ their sensitivity to the changes in various parameters they are designed to measure. The measured parameters included electrical resistivity, chemical activity, magnetic permeability, thermal conductivity and capacitance. The carbon monoxide sensor made up of zirconium oxide, zirconia, use this chemical stability to detect the presence of carbon monoxide. The oxygen atoms in zirconium oxide react with the carbon in carbon monoxide to partially reduce zirconium oxide. The reaction triggers a change in the sensor characteristics and as a conductivity. The gas like NO2 and NH3 can be detected on the basis of increase in electrical conductivity of nanomaterials. Then food. Nanomaterials in food. Nanotechnology can be applied in the production of processing, safety and packaging of food. Nanocomposite coating processes could improve food packaging by placing antimicrobial agents directly on the surface of the coated film. Nanoparticles coating process include the improved food packaging by placing antibacterial agents directly on the surface of coated films. The nanotechnology can be applied in the production, processing, safety and packaging of food. Then next, construction. Nanotechnology has the potential to make construction faster, cheaper and safer. The silica SiO2 is present in conventional concrete as a part of the normal mix. When nanosilica is added to concrete, the particle packing can be improved mechanical properties. The nano-sized steel produce stronger steel cables which can be used in a bridge construction. Nano titanium dioxide coated gas have properties of anti-fouling and glaze. In construction, nanotechnology has the potential to make construction faster, cheaper and safer. In silica, SiO2 is present in conventional concrete as a part of the normal mix. When nanosilica is added to concrete, the particle packing can be improved mechanical particles. Nano-sized steel produce stronger steel cables which can be used in bridge construction. Nano titanium dioxide coated glass have properties of anti-fouling and glaze. Energy. Nanomaterials have the capacity to store huge amount of energy. Total solar cells use multiple layers of different semiconductors and nanometric range. In this topic, in next lecture we will discuss the detail about the semiconductors, that is nanomaterials in energy. Then today's solar cell are multiple layer of different semiconductors in nanometric range. They are much more efficient than the 120 years. Then better insulation materials. Nanocrystalline materials synthesized by the Sol gel technique result in a foam like structure called as aerogels. This technique also we will discuss in brief in next lecture, which Sol gel technique. Nanocrystalline materials synthesized by this Sol gel technique results in foam like structure called aerogel. These aerogels are the porous and extremely lightweight. Aerogels are composed of three-dimensional continuous network of particles with air trapped at their interstices. Then tougher and harder cutting tools. Nanomaterials in the tougher and harder cutting tools. Cutting tools made up of nanocrystalline materials such as the tungsten carbide, tantalum carbide and titanium carbide are much harder, much more wear resistance, erosion resistance. These tools are required for microelectronics. Then high power magnets. Nanomaterials are used in the high power magnet. The magnetic power depends on the specific surface area. The magnets made up of nanocrystalline grains processes are usual magnetic properties due to their extremely large surface area. They are used in ultra sensitive analytical instruments and magnetic resonance imaging (MRI) in medical diagnostics, motors for ships. Okay. Enhanced performance of compound. The fatigue strength is an important parameter that determines the component's life. The fatigue strength increases with reduction in the grain size of material. By using nanomaterials, the fatigue strength can be increased by an average of 200 to 300%. Okay. Introduction, market need, new or the challenging materials and processes, and a new adopted product. Benefits of that the nanomaterials, it is the increasing wealth, increasing population, new science and technology, increasing functionality, multifunctionality, miniaturization, opportunity driven influence, then concern driven influence, the environment, safety, health and liability, natural security, market forces and competition, energy, water and food, and the individual. These all are the deep introduction about the nanotechnology. Okay, I will repeat once again. In this lecture, we will see today's lecture. We have seen the introduction about the nanomaterials. Okay, nanomaterials, the point involving that topic, histological background of nanomaterial, then the scale of thin nanometric and more, then what are the nanoparticles. The materials having at least one dimension in the nanometric scale are called as nanomaterials. Then the particle size, what is special about nanotechnology, then what is special in nanotechnology, then types of nanostructures, 0-dimensional, 1-dimensional, 2-dimensional and 3D, approaches to nanomaterial synthesis, top down approach, bottom up approaches, then nanomaterials in nature, example butterflies have different colors mimicking butterflies, antibacterial properties of cicada wings mimicking antibacterial properties of that insect, then lotus leaf, self cleaning activity, gecko-fit, nanomaterial in art and cultural heritage, nanomaterials in art and cultural heritage, then application of that material, paints, sunscreen and cosmetics, influent treatment, sensor force gases, food, construction, energy, better insulation materials, tougher and harder cutting tools, high power magnets, enhanced performance of components. These all are the introduction about our new today's topic, nanomaterials. In next lecture we will discuss about the history about that nanomaterials. Okay, thank you.